to it?
I think we've got really high expectations. Every boat class, and I'd be gutted if we didn't win a medal. I'd be absolutely, yeah.
And how like the opening ceremony is going to be no way as amazing as China's? All this stupid hype.
The thing is, I was in Beijing, and London is not going to be Beijing. We're not going to be like Beijing. London is not going to be like Beijing.
There's no, as far as I can make out, there's no like system for future post-2012 things going on. It's all about 2012 at the moment.
They had endless amounts of... I mean, do you think the Chinese people were given a chance to look at the budgets for Beijing? I don't think so.
There's so much pressure from the government and stuff for funding and everything.
So, yes, it's costing us £9 billion, but I bet Beijing probably costs double that. You know, I think we'll have a lot of cheery British people waving their Union Jacks and joining in, and that's what we've got to offer. You know, I don't need to see 10,000 drummers drumming in time, because I'm going to see a Morris dancer having a jig. My name is Beth Davidson. I am the North East Regional Development Officer for the North East, obviously.
When I was competing, sport in this country was considered a pastime, an evening pastime, because we all had to work. We had to make a living. Professionalism was frowned on. I remember swimming in Redcar, and the prize was half a crown's worth of savings stamps. What's that now? 10, 15 pence? That could have made me professional.
Also, in my other capacities, I am England team manager as well as a selector.
Gosh, how things have changed.
This Olympics, it's become an event beyond an event, you know, and I think for some people, we have some very young athletes who, you know, to young people and to parents especially, they have these very big delusions that the more money and the more pressure that they can suddenly see themselves that they can qualify for the Olympics.
Well, that you've got to go back to what Coubertin said in the first place. The honour was taking part. I can't remember his exact words, but the honour was taking part. But I say you need to do your research on that.
But some parents are so deluded that, you know, they will use the officials, abuse the officials, and just try to bulldozer over them to try and achieve that. I've personally been working with an athlete for a number of years now who, you know, she's fairly nice, but the parents are trying to bulldozer her through that, and they don't care who they stamp on. And, you know, I don't get paid for that. I don't get paid for feeling tired or emotional this morning.
I heard that one of the athletes, the top athletes, refused to come to show up at a particular event because the money she was offered was not enough. That, I think, is sad.
But in the end, the Olympics is, you know, it's not about the sport anymore. A very close friend of mine, an athlete, she qualified for the Olympics. She qualified for her national team outright. Her place was sold to a much wealthier country, and, you know, she was from a poor country, and, you know, she was very similar to me, and our approach to fencing was always the same, and we trained, and I hate feeling like this. Should have just stayed at home today.
Shall I make some more coffee?
Sorry, we can stop if you want to.
No, it's good material for you, isn't it? The politics in sport now is immense. You know, it's hugely immense, and the athletes, they need someone to be a still point for them. You know, someone who's been there, someone who knows what it's like, and that's my role. You know, all this politics and this other stuff, it's my job to be the one who knows what it's like to be on the edge for them, so they don't have to be there. I've been trusted to lead these athletes at this time because of my own successful England activity, Commonwealth Games and World Championships, and I can coach them because of that experience. My own career, I made the decision to use the Commonwealth Games in Belfast as my swan song, and I told everybody I was retiring after that. And, you know, retiring, it's hard, it's like a death in the family. But, you know, the balance was all wrong because I was crying in the shower more than I was laughing, Oh, but everybody was really, really sweet.
I regret not going to Rome, the 1960 Olympics. Spiderweb came up to
It's not all bang, bang,
I said,
bang.
I don't consider myself disabled. And he said, have you ever thought about wheelchair fencing? I said, I don't want to do it. Not at any price. Don't want the label, don't want the wheelchair, don't want to do it. And he said, well, you're a prat, because you'd be good at it. So I said, I'm doing it. To be honest, actually, I'm really good.
Golden hopeful. I was born in Lebanon, but because of my disability, it wasn't going to be a very good life, so they decided to go elsewhere so I could get a better life because I came out like this, and it was a shock. It was a shock to a lot of people, especially my parents, because the scan said I was fine, so they thought I was a healthy baby, but I came out with no legs and it was a shock. I mean, the doctors actually offered to kill me, but luckily my parents loved me enough to keep me. So I was a refugee for 11 years, came here when I was 6 months old. I got my citizenship when I was about 11.
When I was in primary school, I was really chubby like